All right. So that BMF season 3 episode 1. Man, we have a lot to talk about here, and boy do we have a lot to talk about. Cuz we got Meech in the building, we got Terry, both operating on different sides of the lane. One's in Atlanta, one's in Detroit, and it kind of like capped off of the last season of the last episode of season 2 where I guess you had Gerald Saint who was going after Terry and Markeisha at the time, and then Markeisha ends up in the hospital. See, here's the crazy thing. A whale of bullets that was shooting at the car. You would think Terry would have at least got popped. I'm like, hold up. Marquisha's the one that got popped and Terry didn't. I'm like, what? What? I was kind of like sitting here like, wait a minute. I thought Terry would have at least caught one in the leg or something, but it was just like, nah, he didn't. So rides with her to the hospital, and then everybody, his family shows up. And I just love Wanda's character because Wanda was just like, even though I don't really think she's pregnant, but we'll see. I don't know, but like I don't know because she was like upset about Terry about like, oh, you with her and this and that, you supposed to be caring about the family. And I just love to see his character too because she was like, well, I guess that cheating does run in the family. And then Charles is like, come on now, stop it, I'm trying to get back with you, baby. I said shit, but man, it's just I like how like in this everybody was trying to like expand, right? Because Terry's trying to like do his own thing, but at the same time you seen him, he was actually trying to get revenge for Marquisha. So he was just like, oh, he wanted to kill Gerald, but then Meech found out about it. He was just like, oh, because they had a little talk about it. He was just like, what happened to him in the last season when Lamar basically killed his baby mother at the time. So it was just like he was trying to tell him to like straighten up a bit, but then that's when Meech basically went over Terry and was like, well, y'all should really do it, which was a fair point because it was like, if you are a boss or a person that's in control and is on top, you shouldn't be the one doing the killing. It should be like maybe one of your underlings. And that's when they basically took out Gerald. And then that's when you see like, Terry was just, there saying like, well, yeah, I would do that for any one of y'all. And he was just admitting to the kill that he didn't commit. But it's just like, it made it seem like, he did. But it's for to prove that he's a strong leader, because even when Terry was flipping out about it, he was just like, yeah, he wants to be a strong leader and he doesn't want people thinking that he's not strong. So I just love that aspect of Terry as well, because ultimately in the story we will see like Terry and Meech actually like fully go like their separate ways. Now they're just they still going together, but eventually we will see Terry do his own thing. We will see that eventually, but going back over to like Meech in Atlanta, and we seeing him, trying to like get the crew together. Like he got Stacks, he got Rip. He's trying to like talk to certain people to try and like expand, but then you got Raimi Ransom. Yeah, basically you got like Raimi Ransom, and he's just in Meech's way at the moment, and he's not trying to like negotiate or any of that. And then you got the Miami Killers, who's basically going after like him and Meech. So it's just like it's basically kind of like war in Atlanta. And then you have like the Red Dogs, where they have like this whole, I guess, vendetta against like drug dealers. It was already set in the title from when older Meech was actually explaining about like the Red Dogs and that their purpose of basically beating down drug dealers or harassing them, basically doing violent stuff against like drug dealers. So I'm like, all right. And then as older Meech was explaining, he was just like, yeah, he haven't crossed paths with them yet, but eventually, like, he will draw their attention, I guess, somewhere down the line where they will cross paths with each other. So I'm just like, all right. He's trying to expand even more, and he's trying to have like everybody's turf, and trying to have people like work with each other, and again to like make more money, but as we know is gonna everything's gonna like crash and burn like towards the ending. Because I like in the beginning, have you seen where it was like, I guess in either Detroit of 2007, where I guess like him, like older Meech and older Terry, like they was actually in a prison cell together, and I guess it's been like 2 years, I think, since they've seen each other or whatever, and then that's when they was kind of like arguing, and it was cool because it was like, yeah, Terry was on the tapes because they was recording him. They don't have anything on Meech, but it was really Terry because Terry was on the phone, and Meech at the time was telling him, he was just like, you shouldn't be on these phones because they gonna be listening. So I love that. I love that a lot. I love that a lot, how they was explaining about like the future story that's gonna happen. See, that's why I said when it comes down to like BMF, it's like, yeah, we're told like these stories, and we're gonna get even more story like later down the road. But it's just that when it comes down between like, Meech and Terry, we already know what the outcome. We already know the future. We already know what's gonna ultimately happen to them. But it's cool to know that we get to see like things that happens, because yeah, Meech was like listening to, I guess, that kid who was rapping, and we know that in the story, Meech does have like a little, I guess, investment into like the rap industry, so he will eventually like get into that. And as he was telling like Terry at the end about like expanding internationally, like, all over the place. So we know eventually that's gonna happen, but it's just gonna be a lot of like things in the road that's gonna be getting in both of their ways and their paths as well. So that's gonna be like really fun to see. And then we see how like Brian is trying to like help out his son Kevin. He's trying to like get him some sort of like a lawyer. He's trying to like make sure he doesn't get too bad in juvie. Like he's trying his best to save him, but I mean, I ultimately he's going down because I mean he shot his bully at the end with an I guess licensed or unregistered gun. So it's kind of like over for Kevin, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen with his character as well. It's just like I love how Brian was just in a car, burning a picture, smoking a cigarette, and just burning a picture of Terry. But he's still pissed because the Flannery brothers did get away. But I mean, we still gonna we already know what's gonna happen in the future. So it's just like he's gonna have his redemption arc eventually. So we know that's gonna happen. But overall, fine episode. Can't wait to see what's gonna happen on the next episode and seeing what the Flannery brothers is gonna do. And man, it's just, I don't know. Like I felt this episode to be a little bit funny because you see how Terry shows up with Markeisha. They're all at the dinner table, and Wanda's like, oh, nah, I can't handle this. And he like, nah, she don't got no place to go. She got to stay here. And she like, we in love. She like, nah, fuck this shit. He gonna come in with some girl. And Charles is looking at him, and then, Lucia, she's just like, well, you got a baby, and you can't be doing this. He like, nah, come on, son, I'm in love. I gotta get out of here. Like, I was like, nah, man. Terry, you wild. But, I mean, when the heart wants what the heart wants. But, now, for the meat and potatoes, of what most of y'all has probably been waiting for. So, before I even end this video. So, your boy is in prison for 90 days. I'm in prison for 90 days. I could have got out, but I kind of messed up my appeal. I mean, it's my first time going to prison, so I kind of messed up my appeal, and I could have gotten out. But again, it was my fault. I take full accountability for my actions, so I will be in prison for 90 days. But, so when it comes down for like the content on this channel, right? My normal schedule is going to probably be somewhat of an influx, so I probably might be uploading maybe on Sundays. Probably like on Sundays I'd probably be uploading because I'm in jail for 30 days. Jesus. I'm in prison for 90 days. So, I will be probably like, finding some part-time work on the side to keep me afloat, for like a little bit. So I will continue like the BMF series because I did promise that before. I was just like, nah, I'm not going to leave my peoples hanging on this because even though I like it, so I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to leave nobody hanging on this. So I probably will be uploading on Sundays. I think, yeah, I could probably make it work for Sundays where I probably like drop like a BMF episode like on the Sunday. So stay tuned for Sundays. So on the weekdays is going to be pretty much dead for the moment. But Sundays, yeah. I'll definitely drop it on the Sunday. So it's just for now. until we get back to our regular schedule where content will be flowing again. But Sundays, definitely look out for that BMF. But again, your boy is locked down for 90 days, so you know it's fine, it's fine. But eventually, I will get through this hurdle. I will get through this hurdle, and we will be back on track again. But overall, if you like what you heard what you like. Please subscribe, share. Do all that wonderful stuff. And I catch you all in the next one.